Kempner Canucks. My name is RevTrev, and today we're going to be talking about the extension. Not the extension you were thinking about Pedersen or Hronek or Zadorov or, name whoever. It is about Jim Rutherford being extended, which is incredible news, right? Because if you think about it, he has turned everything into gold, like literally turned garbage into gold. This Canucks team that we're watching now is a direct result of a lot of the work that he has done. Now, granted, we know that as the president of hockey operations, that he has a massive say on how this team is formed. Now, obviously, Alvin is massively in charge of it as well as the general manager. So I don't know how they don't, it's so messy. It's like, when you put in the sand, two different kinds of sand, and it's like, how do you get it out? And which one do you pull out? All that kind of stuff. I don't understand how that all works. But the reason why I'm so excited about Rutherford is not only is he doing a great job, I just love his transparency. He's real. He's honest. He's a good assessor of talent, and he gets things done. His MO was that he was Mr. Trades, right? And so he has been that. He has been the real deal. I remember watching and going, when's he going to start making deals? It feels like we kind of got sold a raw deal here. Like he's supposed to be this trade guy. And then all of a sudden this year, it's like, okay, it's all coming. I mean, it's not easy making trades in the cap era, right? It's extremely difficult moving money out, trading assets, especially draft capital, all that kind of stuff. And there's been so much pushback, so many people angry and frustrated. And I always like to give GMs and presidents time to make their mark, because really you're cleaning up the mess of the last team. And it's been messy. It's been awful, gross. Fans stop watching, like literally diehard fans stop watching, and slowly he has turned things around. He was signed with us on December 9th, 2021, and he has become the man of controversy. Now, that's the thing I love about Jim Rutherford is his interviews. They're controversial because he just says too much. He's one of those older guys, and he's turning 75 next year, which is wild. Like this, I think it's a 3-year contract extension, so he's gonna be 78 when he's done. Like, wow, what are you gonna do at 78? Are you even gonna be alive? I don't know. But Jim is. He looks like he's got a lot of life left in him, and that's great news for Vancouver Canucks, and we're happy to have him. But in his interviews, he's just so honest. And I love the transparency, because I'm so tired of media where it's always or not media, I should say, of like the organizations, it's always the political conversation. And it's like fans want to know a little bit more, right? And now, notice, though, they have switched, and Alvin has been doing a lot of the statements and interviews now. But today is a different story because they allowed Rutherford to talk, which there were some gems that came out of there for sure, and we'll be talking about in the weeks to come. But, excuse me, the biggest controversy has been the coaching change was the furry. Boudreau was loved. Everyone's Bruce, there it is, all this kind of amazing stuff, right? But he says, no, that wasn't my guy. I'm bringing in someone else. He brings in Rick Tocchet, which obviously this system, this way that Rick coaches, the coaches that have surrounded Rick with Gonchar and Foote and, just start naming all the guys, right? Has done an incredible job. And so everyone was angry. Brother, what are you doing? All of a sudden it's like, okay. We see you now. We see you. And then the other one that was the big one was like, we're not signing Bo Horvat back. He wants too much money. And as much as we like him, we want him back. I'm sorry. And he made the choice between Bo and Miller, which I've been agreeing with Jim. We just need, if that's the conversation, we stick with Miller. And I know that Bo was beloved, but now no one's saying, I wish Bo Horvat was still around. I mean, you might say, oh, but it would be great to have him, but where would he play? I mean, I guess he'd be second line center right now, but not for $8.5 million. We got JT Miller for cheaper than that. Are you kidding me right now? This is what I'm talking about. I love Jim Rutherford for just these two massive things. Like, we're not bringing back Boudreau. We're not signing Bo, and we're gonna do this other stuff instead. And it's like, wow. I've been so impressed with his boldness. And no, this is where we're going. This is where the team is headed. And then you get the trades and the signings. And again, how does it work with Rutherford and Alvin? I just think they just work together so well. But not only did they get rid of Bo, they ended up getting Horvat in all the dealings with that, right? So we got Ratu and Beauvillier, and then the pick, and then we traded the pick for Hronek, and that was incredible that we got Hronek. And then you think about the signings, right? With this summer with Beluga and Susie and Cole, all playoff guys. Two of those guys, playoff champions, former Stanley Cup champions. And look how well they've been great into our system. And then start talking. Let's go back to the trades, okay? Traded away Pearson and a third-round pick to get Casey DeSmith. And at the time, we're like, okay, we didn't like that we traded a third-round pick, but man, Casey DeSmith has been amazing, right? DeSmith has been amazing, just amazing, right? And then trading Lafferty, and again, controversial. Oh my goodness, we traded a 5th-round pick, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? A 5th-round pick for a guy who's going to come and help us, and boy, has Lafferty helped us. Whether it's been on the third line, the first line, the second line, the third line, scoring game-winning goals, killing penalties, causing problems to the other team. Man, he's been fantastic. And that 5th-round pick that you're all worried about, yeah, he's going to get drafted this year. And a 5th-round pick rarely pans out. And then when would they pan? When's the first NHL game a 5th-round pick will play? 3, 4, 5, 6 years? Like, this was an amazing trade that he made for us in the way of, like, this is the kind of guy we need on a team, right? And then trading away Rathbone, getting Friedman, getting that defensive depth, and then trading away Beauvillier to Chicago. And 2 days later, we land Zadorov, and we get, man, I still am blown away how cheap we got Zadorov. Like, not only was it a rental, it was the cheap rental, right? So this is why I'm excited to have Rutherford. You post in the comments what your favorite part of having Rutherford re-signed will be. And then he also made, I mean, because he's so bold, right? He was asked about Kuzmenko, and he's like, I don't really know what more we can do than already the coaching staff has done. He literally says in his conference, whatever talk there, is that he's lost his confidence. He's a good player and he can score. There's no doubt in my mind, whether it's in, listen, this is why I love Jim, whether it's in Vancouver or another NHL city, he will score. I think that just says he's trying to trade him. He's trying to trade him, and rightly so. Even though I love Kuzmenko, I want him to be in Vancouver scoring goals. But maybe when you've lost your confidence, when Tocchet can't have you on the ice, when you're throwing passes away, you're not producing offensively, and you're healthy scratch at $5.5 million. I'm interested if he's going to take Kuzmenko and make gold out of this situation. So I'm excited about this contract extension. I can't wait to see what happens in the future here. Maybe he doesn't make any more deals, but it sounds like he's cooking up something. What's Jim Rutherford cooking? Okay, everyone. So pumped that you're here. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that like and subscribe for more Canucks content that is passionate, realistic, and honest. And of course, always, go Canucks, go.